Hi guys, so today I'm going to review this cute little Santa set. It's one of the Flutter type cards from Art Impressions, and they are having a sale that ends today on anything that's like the Flutter cards or the twist cards, and I'll show you an example of that in just a minute. So I'll have links in the description box with the 40% off discount code, so that's a really nice discount. Again, they have free shipping, I think over $50, and you can take advantage of both of those things with that. And so any links I have will be affiliate links, which means I will make a small commission if you use those links to make any purchases. So I think I'm pretty good at this now. I've done it once or twice before, and so hopefully I can help you guys out to put something like this together. It just has a little interactive portion that's super cute to this. So it comes with the stamps. It does have a nice little sentiment, so that's always cute. And then it has all the dies to make the Santa Claus work. And this one is Santa Flutter set. And I thought I had the Santa on the reindeer, and I was looking for it, and I don't see it. So I guess I'm gonna have to order that myself. So I'll be placing an order also for that myself. But another one is like this little guy with the puppies. Again, remember their little tails wag. So this one only has, you know, those two portions. This guy, I think, yeah, his arms and legs move, so it'll be a little bit different. And then also, so those are the Flutter sets, and then they have the twist card sets, like these guys. So if you're interested in these, I have a link to this specific one just because that's easy to get there, but you do need the outer die, this die that cuts into the card or aperture, however you want, or however you're going to use it. So so don't just pick up the set that has like the cake, or I think they have several different things. You also need this outer die. So I will have the link there for that, just in case so you don't forget if you're interested in getting something like this. Yeah, so let's just get started. I guess all I need is some white stamping paper. And I had some here on my desk, and I moved it away. So how are you guys doing? Are you guys doing some homeschooling? Most people that leave messages here, it's because their grandkids are homeschooling, or, you know, going back to school and all that kind of stuff, online learning. So today starts week 2 for us, and we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it is a lot smoother than last year when it was like, emergency, just stop doing what you're doing, you know? So, you know, it's kind of funny. I would totally just stamp this just like this, boom, but it's not going to work out. So this is, again, stamping card. I'm going to take this guy, and I'm just going to ink them all up and stamp them in a way that I can get everything pretty much cut the first time, and I can run them through my marquee the first time. But it's, you know, you have to give some room for the dies, so you can't put them too close together, okay? So like this guy can go up here. And maybe this guy here. And another little leg here. That should work. So I'm going to pick all that up at once. Ooh, is this block big enough? It sure is. So this is a huge, close to my heart block I bought, obviously, years ago. I don't know if I'll get the tip of that boot, but I'm going to really try to push that down. You know, I can actually bring this down just a little bit. That way I know it's on there. Okay. Alcohol ink markers is what I'll be using today, so I'm going to use an alcohol proof dye ink. I do want to mention I just released the video about the new Spectrum Noir markers, the tri-blends with the brush tip, which I love brush tips, so I was just like, okay, this is great already. The colors are slightly different from what was in there before. You guys can check out the review, but I also want to mention, since then, a gal had said she picked them up on Craft Stash, and I was looking for links for you guys, you know, with the pricing and everything, because I know they're sold out right now on HSN, and I'm not sure if Crafts Companion has them themselves. I usually just wait on that, but yeah, they're on Craft Stash, and they're only, well, right now, $62 for the set, and the pre-order was for it to be pre-ordered for today's date. So usually when they do that, the next day or two, they'll start sending them out when they have them in stock and everything's good. So usually I give them another couple extra days after their pre-order date is supposed to set to expire. And $62. So, I mean, that's basically 30% less than they were selling them on HSN. So obviously HSN has an auto ship. You can always just wait for them if you're not in a hurry, you know. So that's a really great resource. I'll have the link for that too, because I'm going to use them for this video. And then you can check out the review there, but I will have the link for that because that's ridiculously good. And I'm going to be honest right now, I'm feeling a little nervous. My stomach feels nervous because when I woke up, I got an email and I'm like, okay, 'cause like I said, there's another opportunity coming up, and I think that's a go because they're already sending their products. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're gonna do this, which is great. And I told you guys I'll let you know a little more about that when that comes up. But Craft's Companion reached out to me to see if I would like to be part of their show on Saturday. You guys know I don't do live things. I only did that one video one time just for funsies, but because my uploads weren't working and it was grainy, the video quality and all that. And so I was just honest with them. I'm like, I don't know what all that entails. It makes me nervous. Like, what do I need to do? What time do I need to be on? Is it the whole time that they're on? Or is it just like maybe a little patch? I can do a little pre-recorded video. That would be great. I don't know, you guys. I'm super nervous about it. So, and it's funny. I was like, I don't know if I should bring this up or not because I feel like, I don't know. I'm just really nervous about it. And you know we love Crafters TV. And then I realized later, I got another email from Crafters Companion, which everybody gets, to say that they're having their 1-year anniversary shows. So I was talking to my husband. I'm like, oh, even worse. It's like a celebration. You know, I'm like, I don't know. And I love Crafters TV, so I love going in there and chatting and everything. And so I think that's awesome, and I welcome that. I think it's great. It's a really fun opportunity, but at the same time, I'm super nervous. I feel like just sick. Let me grab my markers. I'll be right back. So when I say that, I'm not trying to be cute, or I viscerally like feel sick. Like my stomach feels real nervous right now. So, we'll see what happens. So I kind of just was like, oh, let me know what that entails, because it makes me really nervous. They're probably like, okay, forget it. We'll see what happens. All right, so I have all my little pieces ready to go here, and I'm gonna bring out my the new tri-blends, because why not? I'm gonna put them through the ringer, and I am gonna use a dark red blend again. And you know what I didn't compare these with is the shades. So there's tri-blends, the originals. These are tri-blends with the brush tips. And then I was telling you, is like the colors are similar, and some of them might have one of the same colors. Some of them are completely a different blend, but they are the same colors that Spectrum Noir makes, right? But I do have like red shades, and red shades might have some of the reds that are in this, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't compare that. I'm sorry, I didn't think about that part. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to try these out again. So this is the dark red blend. So when I say they have shades, it's because when they first came out, they had dark red. You know, they have their markers. And then the follow-ups on the auto ship, or you can get them all now, were like shades of these colors. Like the colors that aren't in this 3, right? So like with Spectrum Noir, they might have, I'm going to use a dark red now. They might have like, in their color family for dark red, for DR, they might have 8 colors or whatever. I don't know what it is. So this pen obviously only has 3 of those colors. So they started putting out shades of red and shades of pink and shades of the blue and shades of whatever. So now you end up having all their colors, basically, in very few pens. So again, I love this brush tip. I totally messed that up. I need a blender and push that back out, but I'm just going to leave it. So we're going to do that. We need his little sleeves to be red, so I'm just going to go through. You just saw how I did that. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just color it red. And then wherever there needs to be shadow, just going with the darkest red. Like near the cuff here. Maybe back here. That part is covered up. You're not even going to see it, so it's not really that big a deal. You only see just the very edge of his cuffs and the little gloves, really. So I'll do a little medium, just in case. But see that brush tip? I just love brush tips. That's what I'm saying. I switched out a lot of my Spectrum Noirs for illustrators because the Illustrator has the brush tip, the regular Spectrum Noir pens. And so, I mean, if you like that better, I always recommend anything with a brush tip. So, all right, so we have that. I'm going to use that one. And then for the green, we'll use this green, I suppose. And I'm just copying what they're doing. You don't have to do that. I don't, you know, he has green gloves. I'm going to put green gloves. But see how bright this green is? So pretty. And then I'll go into the darker color just around here, maybe. Yeah, I'll say it doesn't need too much. I probably won't even go with, well, let's do the mid shade, but it's not really necessary. And then go back in with the light green. Blend that all out. And it blends so easily. Okay, so boots, again, I'll just pick a brown. I'll just color them brown, just like in the little image here that they have. And then the other thing I like to do, and I'm trying to find... okay. I always like using tan. The color tan is my favorite. But where is it? I know there's a tan blend. There's a fair skin blend. What happened to the tan? I thought it came with a tan. Where is it? Earth Wind tan. Yeah, right here. Oh, no wonder. It was just really deep. I'm like, why would you think this is a tan blend? Look at that. I don't know. So I use the tan for his little skin in here. I guess the little lips could be pink, but I just made them the same color as this. And then we go in with the darkest color under here. Santa's been on vacay. There we go. And I'm not going to do too much because, again, this is a very small space. So I'm just going to go back into the lighter one and just kind of pull some of that darker color out, but not too much. Okay, and what else do we have? Oh, one last tip I was going to say is the ice gray. Like, I would bring out this ice gray or something that's very light blue and just give a little, and they kind of did that themselves, just give a little something to all these pieces just so it looks like you did something. You didn't forget it. You just don't want to put a lot of color on this. So I just, whenever something like that, polar bear or anything, I just kind of do a little gray, a little something, and see, it makes a big difference. So I'll do the same thing like on these cuffs. I'll try to be more careful when I go to color later. There is not a colorless blender in this, and the colorless blender is basically an eraser. It doesn't really help you blend. What you're supposed to do with it is, let's say I got this green everywhere and I didn't really like that. So all you do is touch it against there, and it starts pushing the color away through your paper, but also lifting it, like just getting rid of it. And that's kind of how you use it. So like with this red that came over here, I would get my colorless blender and touch it, and it'll start pushing it down through the paper to where it's hardly visible anymore. But anyway, I'm going to color all these pieces, and I will be right back. So on the boots, I use the brown-gray blend, so they're kind of grayish-brown, interesting color. It's funny just sitting here coloring and not thinking about anything because I'm coloring. I feel better. So we had to take these guys apart. So we have this guy, and I brought out these little clippers just in case, but they feel pretty smooth. But if you don't, you know, these are from like Daiso. I think the dollar store even sells these guys. Or like on jewelry pliers, a lot of times they have a little area that has a cutting tool. So I like to kind of just get rid of these. I was watching the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo this weekend, and was it Tall Mouse? One of the companies has like a whole kit so you can buy, so it has like little clippers, and then they have like little files to file that off, because a lot of companies do this, right? They put the dies together like this, especially like little like boutique type companies. And so I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, really? But it was like just these little tiny files, so you can just come in and kind of file the edges if you want. But I'm just gonna clip that off. Again, you don't have to do that. And then we have these pieces here. So I'm going to remove these, but I'm going to keep them together for now because they are small, and I want to make sure not to lose these. But these are the ones that I would clip because that's going to be inside your Santa's body, and I don't want to ruin him in any way there. So if there's something there, that's why those little files come in handy, I suppose. But I'm just going to clip that away. All right. So I'm going to keep this together. I am going to place these on here. And what's cool, okay, so there's little holes and there's little dots in his clothes, and those will really help you line this up, because if you see the dots in there, then you are in the exact right spot. So I'm trying to see it myself. So just keep an eye out for those dots, and if they're perfectly centered in there, then that's where you tape it and cut. So I'm going to hold that down for a second. Hope it doesn't move too much. Grab my low-tack tape. Take some of the tack off still. And that should do it. I'm going to stick that down. And then I'm going to do the same thing with all the rest of them. And each item has a die, which is nice. Again, check out those little dots. Make sure you see them in there. And then you're pretty sure you're going to have them in the right spot. You can also cut yourself an aperture, which is always something else that we can do. thanks for listening to me, guys. I woke up and I saw that message and then I was just like sweating bullets. Not, I was feeling really nervous. Hopefully I didn't, not that I offended the gal. I was just like, can you give me more information? Because I do not do live stuff and I don't know that I even have the right equipment for that, you know? And I think a lot of people use their phones. My phone is always full unless it's going, I have no idea. There's so much stuff to look into. Here we go, right there. So anyway, I'm going to line all these up and I'm going to run it through my marquee and I'll be right back. I thought that was a little something I can brush away, but it's the marker. Okay. So I'm going to work on him first and then we'll talk about these other extra little things that we need to get going. But pop these out. Everything pops out super easy. Nice basic shapes. So I think in the picture his little hands are up. Okay, so I guess if you want to have them facing down, you can do that. Or if you want them facing up on the other side. And then his boots, obviously, you want to put those in the right spot. So they do have instructions on the back. Like I said, I've worked on this before, but this one has 2 sets of things that are moving. Usually it's just one set, like a set of wings or like the tails or the cat's little hands waving hello or whatever it is. They do come with mini brads. You can buy more mini brads. They have them on their site, but you can also get them just anywhere. And what we're going to do is I'm going to attach all the body pieces for now. So you're going to take a brad. I'm going to go through this top dot right here. And then you're going to go through the outermost dot. Okay, not this in one. The inside one is for the string that's going to make the aperture work. So aperture work. Make the thing work. So we're just going to tie that. Or why am I saying? I'm telling you, I'm all flustered today. Ay, ay, ay. It's going to tack that down. Okay, and then this one through here. And hopefully I'll get this going here. Okay, and through again the outermost dot. I do want to show that because I know a lot of times in tutorials people just do something they don't really show. Again, the outer dot there. So cute already. Just reminds me of those little things we used to make like when we were little kids. Anyway, let's put this one here. And again, this one's going to go on this further out dot, the one closer to his cuff, okay? So this is the part that's curious to me. It says cut 2 6-inch pieces of string. I'm going to have to read the instructions for this one. I'm going to have to read the instructions. And see, this is what I was saying. His whole leg is covered up. You don't even see any of the red, really, but that's fine. So, again, going through there and going through the cuff, the part that's closest. And then we have this little guy. So cute. Okay, let me read my little instructions so I know what we need to do next as far as the string, where it needs to go. And then we'll put him on a card base and finish him up. Okay, I'm going to follow along the instructions even though we're quite done with him yet. I could, you know, do the pull, all that stuff. But we need to create a pull tab. And they just want you to use a piece of paper. And I'll just grab this red one here because I have a red piece of paper. And you're going to create a pull tab that is 3/4 inches wide by 4 inches. So this is very skinny, so let's see here. 3/4 inches wide. I'm going to cut this one piece off because I already bent this piece of paper and I don't want that in though. Okay, by 4 inches. And since this one has 2 sets of fluttering things, you're going to do a couple different, it's going to be a little bit different than our little regular guys that only have 1 set. Okay, so we're going to use this one. And again, you can just take it apart by twisting it or using your little tool if you have one. Get really close to there. Oh, I don't want to lose that. I did that one time when I first would get dies like this and I never found it again. I cut it and it flicked. So that's one thing you want to be careful with these. Okay. You want to put a 1/4 inch down and you're just eyeballing this. So like a 1/4 inch down. I'm going to run it through and then we're going to do it again since there's 2 sets. There's going to be 2 sets of fluttering pieces. But for this first one, we're going to do a 1/4 inch. Run this through. And I'll be right back. And then about a 1/2 inch from here, we're gonna put this again. So I'm just gonna keep the same tape. All right, we have that. And then about a 1/2 inch down, maybe there. I'm just eyeballing this. We're gonna put the other set of dots. Maybe I shouldn't eyeball it. I'll put it down. Okay. And that's just because I'm being lazy, guys. You can obviously take the tape off and look at it and then put it again. It's about 1/2 inch. I'm gonna run this through and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is where we're gonna put him together, and they say to use 2 pieces of 6-inch like thread. I'm just gonna use what's the stuff called here? Some twine, because I have it. And you're giving yourself 6 inches just so you have something to work with, but you don't really need it to be that long. So I'm just eyeballing that part too. We're gonna turn this over. And you guys, again, you guys always give me good tips. Put your glue on the tip, put, you know, whatever it is that you want. But basically, and some people just put it on a, what's the thing called? A needle. But I'm just gonna run this through the back of here. And you saw I just turned it out to the edge to make it easy for me to find that piece. Just kind of pop it out this way. So now it's coming from the back though. Just make sure you're doing that. And then this one also. And then we're going to do the same thing. So it's basically 2 sets of string to do this. Okay. You saw I frayed that one pretty badly. And okay, so we have this too. And then we're going to go through here. Actually, you know what? Let me do the bottom one first. That way this doesn't get in the way while we're working with it. So we're going to leave it there. And then this guy. Probably would be easier to use a needle. Like a really nice thick embroidery needle. That went through okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to put each one of these, because obviously I'm going to struggle with it, and I need to get closer to my face, and I don't know how well it even records when I do that. So I'm going to get each one of these guys and put them through their respective hole, right? So this one goes through here, and then this one goes through that top one. But before we knot it, we have to do something special, so I don't want to quite do that yet. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. So I totally frayed that end. Okay, so that one through there, that one through there, and then these guys through these bottom holes, okay? And I'll be right back. I should have recorded the bottom ones. Those went through without a problem. Okay, so we're going to pull these up just a little bit. Before we tie them tight, we are going to put down like a pencil or a pen or something that gives you a little bit of a gap, so it's not super tight. So I have a pencil here, just as a gauge, again, so these don't get tied too tight, and just give yourself a little gap there. I'm not even putting it super tight on the pencil. I'm not like pulling it really tight. I'm just kind of, now I will because I have that knot, but there's that. And then this one, this will be interesting because like I said, this one has 2 flutters. It's a little bit extra, this one. Okay, there we go. And let me see. Place front and pull tab down, holds line, fluttering pieces, thread, top string under through top. Okay, we got that. Okay. Place arms horizontally and legs diagonally to main image. I guess I probably should have paid attention to that. Okay. Let me read this again real quick before I tie this tighter. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what they mean by putting the legs diagonally. So I have the arms horizontal because they're straight out, and that's fine. Legs diagonally. Whatever, it's fine. Let's just move on. I think what I did is just fine. All right. But if you can figure out what putting legs diagonally means, you know? Because diagonal to me is crossed, right? Like, I don't know. All right, I'm just going to take this out and we'll see what happens. I won't cut anything until we figure this part out here. All right. that works for me. Hold on, let's see. Goes down here. Okay. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah. What you all think? I think that's pretty good. All right. Well, that's how we're going to do it. So that's what's going to happen. So that's it. All right. Let's cut these little pieces away just so they're not too bothersome. I'm going to grab a piece of paper that we're going to mount onto our card, plus it's so cute the way his little legs are like just sticking up. So we can mount this up. Okay, so my card base is just regular standard A2 size card, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. But of course, I'm just eyeballing that. Put that to the side for now. And then I'm going to use this Pebbles paper I just came across. I thought it was really cute. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball where he's going to be at. Let's say when this is pushed all the way up. About here. And what we're going to do with that little stick that they gave us is just put some slits. And you can do this. You don't have to do this. Well, obviously you have to do at least one. But I'm just going to put like a little mark here. And then like another one like there. So I have a little mark. And all I'm going to do is take this guy, that little slit. And if you don't want to bother with this, you can definitely just take an X-Acto and a ruler and just make a little slit. The slit is about 1 inch long. And this is 3/4 inch wide, if you remember. So it's gonna just make it so that it holds it snugly, but not too snugly, so you don't have to be like super perfect about it. And just gonna place that there. I'm gonna run this through. And then I'm gonna come back when I do that to run the second one. So we're gonna need 2 of those slits, right? The top one and then the bottom one. Okay, so it's just gonna make a little slit for us. Then you take that same, you can leave it with the same tape on there and put it to your next little slit mark. It's right there. I did them about maybe 3/4 inch apart. It doesn't really matter. I guess this was easy enough to run through. It took all of a second because it's just that one little piece needs to cut. Okay. And normally what I do with little things like this, I'll leave this tape on here so when I put it back in my pack, I won't misplace it. And actually, this is going to go right into that new case I got from their site. That really cool case I reviewed not too long ago. Okay, so what you want to do with this guy is make sure that where you put your adhesive, you want a dimensional adhesive, but you also don't want it to interfere with the mechanism, right? I'm trying to see, this one's really puffy. I guess I'll use these. These are really, really thick, but that's fine. So I'm going to put one up here. Obviously we need a few. I would even cut this down, but there. So again, because this one does have a second mechanism, it takes a little bit longer to put together, but not too bad. Let me see. Yeah, we want him really stuck down because there's really nowhere else we're going to be able to put our stuff. Okay, before I push him down, I'm going to slide this through here. And if there's too much of your paper, like let's say you want to cut some of this off, you can do that. You don't have to have it this long, but at least 4 inches long to start with, right? So you can see what you're doing. Before I really, it just cracks me up. Okay. You can even bring them down lower so people can't really see what's going on down here. So it's just up to you what you want to do when you set him up here. That was good dimensional adhesive because it's nice and thick. Because this guy has a lot going on. I'm so lame. He is so cute. Okay. Now, here, I am going to glue this down really, really well. And of course you could have decorated up the front of your card however you like. I just wanted to keep it basic so we can just get the mechanism going and see what that looks like. So again, glue this down really, really well. And put your glue everywhere. Not too much so it seeps into this area. You don't want this obviously to be held down. And I'm just gonna put that down right quick. Okay, I'm gonna hold this down for a while until it dries kind of well, so when we come back we can actually kind of mess with this. And then in the meantime, where's my other? I'll stamp Get Your Jingle on some paper or something, and we'll have a little sentiment ready to go. Okay, super cute. Again, you can take some of this off. I'm gonna trim down a little bit of it. And I'm just gonna write the word pull, but I have other things where I could probably have other stamps that say something like that, but this is just a glitter pen. Make it a little festive. And basically when you push this, aww. Okay, I'm trying to see, interesting. He's so cute. Okay, I'm probably gonna stick this on here, and I do like the red twine. I don't know, I'm gonna get some more twine, maybe make like a little makeshift bow here. So I'm just gonna take my fingers and wrap this around a couple times. Actually, it needs to be a little bit wider because that thing. Let's put around 3 fingers a few times. All I do is kind of take that, wrap it around a little bit, and tie it to that first one. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to tie this together, that first piece that was out there, but I did wrap around a few times. It's really just to make some kind of fluff. It's not really that I'm trying to make a bow. I'm just trying to make something that we can then stick this on top of. Have something cute. Okay, so I'm going to use 3D glue gel for that because it is not going to stick otherwise. You can use a lot of your like all-purpose glue. That would be really good too. Where should this stick? I don't know. Across here maybe. Alright, just a little something behind there. It has get your jingle on, and then we have our little guy with his little movements. So cute. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have the links in the description box. Again, discount code will be there for 40% off the flutters and the twists cards and stamps and dies, should I say, not cards, because you make your own card. Alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to me. I feel a lot better right now, a little more relaxed. You know, we'll see what they say as far as what it all entails, and then maybe I'll feel less nervous, but I don't know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.